Okay, so how is the actual eye jab trained? Where is my target, etc., etc.? Jim Bob here is gonna help me out. I named him Jim Bob because the other guy named Bob didn't really like it very much. Okay, so Jim Bob here has fake eyes. They're not real, just in case you didn't know that. His eyes are here and they are marked with a little bit of indentation here. It's kind of interesting because, like, I don't know anyone whose eyes go convex to concave, but yeah. All right, so the targeting on the finger jab here is if I do this, it's my hand extended like so. My objective is to spear like that, okay? In Sensei Seth's video, he actually makes a really good point, and I'm gonna replicate his training methodology here in a moment. They are very small, and if the head moves a lot, it's hard to gain the type of reaction that you want. But again, what did I say earlier? This is a sympathetic thing. If I hit one eye or near the eye, both eyes are gonna close. That gives me a split second to do a follow-up. Ways to hit the face vary. Some people teach like a flicking method. I personally don't find that very threatening. Like if I'm here and we don't train to hit like this, right? I don't go to box him and go, I train to punch him. If I'm going to punch him, I'm going to punch him, okay? I'm not going to like do what I did before. It is going to be a solid punch and it's easily translatable to the speared. Here, where I go, bang, like that, and get to the finger jab spear. That's why I like this method better than the flicking method. But, you know, hand in the face will cause the same reaction. Their eyes will go, but I think the easier to translate to combat sports one is actually the finger spear. Now, how do we actually throw the finger jab beyond how the fingers are done? Now, the way that I have always learned to do the finger jab is through fencing footwork that C. Joe Bruce advocates, which is the propulsion system forward using that push shuffle advance. In this one method, this is someone who's obviously far away from you. He's not in any particular kicking range, he's not in any striking range. Maybe it comes in from a situation where he pushes me and he goes, here, and so then I launch right into the finger jab and right into the groin kick. But notice what I did. I'm in this range and I push off of that rear foot, okay? I'm not penduluming. I'm pushing off here, shoot, to get that finger jab and then launch into the kick. He pushes me, right? I'm in my Baizhang stance, I launch forward and kick the groin. So besides that propulsion system, which is my favorite because it translates so well into combat sports, and I'll show here why in a moment, but we also have to train it from kind of not an on-guard position, which is again the Baizhang, more of just like a natural resting position. Boss Rutan talks a lot about hand here and hand here, right? So you can boom into the headbutt, boom into the jab or whatever.
I can also deliver headbutt out of nothing.
When I'm here, right, I want to train it where I'm like, oh, I'm listening to the guy, and bang, and I go right to the finger jab. Boom. The legality of this, I am not a lawyer, so yeah, definitely ask someone way smarter than me about like just maiming somebody. Ideally here, I want to train it from various hand positions. Not just doing on guard and going, like that. That's fine, right? That translates really well to the jab and it can be practiced a lot. But you also need to take time to practice here, right? And then shoot, going right into the finger jab, all right? If I'm here and then going, boom, into the underhand there. Or both hands down here, like that, and then shoot, going in with the hip turn, the slant, and getting into there. Or again, both hands down or up here, like, oh, no, sir, shoot, and then landing it there. All of those methods need to be practiced in order to land the eye jab effectively. The follow-ups are simple. If I'm here and I go Buchi and I throw it out there, my hip could be a simple jik tek. I'd like that that's padded, because if that wasn't padded, man, that would have hurt. But if I'm here and I'll go Buchi now tek, that is enough to end a fight. Bruce had a great idea here, and that's to aim for sensitive areas. Sensitive areas like the face and the groin. You can aim to hit the eyes, just like you can aim to hit the groin. Now again, I'm not advocating like, let's train realistic, bro. I'm gonna Buji jik tek you to oblivion. And if they're at an angle here, the jik tek might not work as well. Because if I go, it might miss. That one wouldn't have missed. That would have been toes right in the gooch. But if I'm here, I'll go, and I'll throw the now tech into the same spot. So it's here and I'll go Bucci now tech like that. Okay, but it could also just G the jig tech like that. It's terrifying. So my other buddy here, his name is Johnny. I have a lot of dummies here. This feels a lot like the Sifu Randy Williams clip of defense against a guy in a chair.
Defense against a guy in a chair. Excuse me.
Yes.
So we're gonna kind of practice Sensei Seth's experiment here, where he put 2 little bits of tape and then kind of put black ink on his fingers and then attempted to do the finger jab. I'm gonna be using my BJJ stripe tape here, which almost feels sacrilegious to use this for other purposes, but they'll just have to deal with it. Now you can watch Sensei Seth do this particular training methodology here in the video listed up here, where he tries to learn all of Bruce Lee's moves in 7 days and I help him out. But he did this all on his own, and I thought it was just the coolest idea, so I'm going to replicate it. Professor JD, who's also been on this channel, he's my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach. He actually said, if you aim small, you miss small. I thought that was an interesting quote, and we're gonna again try that out here. So with that in mind, if I aim small to miss small, I can kind of use the same mechanics here to land that finger jab. I'm going to use this marker here. Let's see if it works. Shoot! Oh, snap! Oh, it didn't do anything. It was just a shadow. Oh, man. Okay, let's try it on this side here. Shoot! 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 No, it's not doing it. So we'll have to check the tape. Shoot! 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 Another thing the Buji lends itself to with bridging the gap is entering into trapping range. If I'm here, I can go Buji Jig Tech and then Pak Jiao, Xiong Jut, Gong Sao, Da. I could do all of that by entering in with the Buji, especially if it causes the reaction to get the hands up. If I'm here and that hand is up, I can obviously use it as an obstruction to start to do my trapping. Now I can already hear you combat sports nerds in the comments. Yeah, but you can't train the finger jab. Wait, I might have said that. So what I meant by that particular video isn't that you can't train the finger jab. It's that you have to find a different training methodology in order to continue to train it, so you can continue to be friends with all your training partners and that they continue to actually spar you and help you get better. So what does that actually mean is that I can't just go maiming my friends on the regular. What it does mean is that I can actually jab them on the regular though. So what I have to do is I have to use the same mechanics that I showed earlier and then train that on the heavy bag. And using that kind of forward propulsion there to hit onto the bag here, boom, to train the same exact way I would train a finger jab. So if I'm here, and again, I'm outside of this range, in order to train the finger jab, I've got to launch my way in. Okay, so again, I'm in my good Baizhong stance here, boom, and I launch myself in. So this type of jab is 100% applicable to combat sports and can be trained regularly against your friends, non-resisting opponents, and of course the heavy bag. Now it's hard to train straight up dip kicks on the heavy bag. That's why Jim Bob is so important. You can see his foot in the corner there. That's why that's so important. But you know, being able to replicate this on the bag is super, super important. And you know, because you need to be able to give yourself some cardio workout, get yourself a lot of reps in, and heavy bag is the best way to do that. Again, I'm here. I'm going to be in my good Baizhong stance here. I launch to touch with my finger jab, or in this case, my chung choi, my punch. And then I can lift up and simply do a now tech from there. Now the follow-ups can vary. I'm going to include some sparring footage here in a moment, but the idea here is the follow-ups have to be something that you can regularly train. Training dick kicks on the regular, on the bag is hard because, you know, bag don't have no dick. Jim Bob has an area that you can kick that's very similar, so he's probably the best thing. If you have like a boxing bag, maybe you can kick the under it, but I don't know if you've ever hit the bottom of a boxing bag. That stuff is hard. So we replace the main follow with a now tech or a round kick. When I throw my round kick, it's not like a switch kick. I'm not gonna come in here as my Baizhang hit, bang, and then switch. I mean, maybe, like to train, and I do land that, but it's gotta be a now tech, which is more like a cut kick or inside hook kick is what it kind of translates to a little bit. If I'm here and I go, I'm gonna do my Baizhang here, I do my launch, and I'm gonna lift this leg up, boom, and land it there. And right back out. This also really helps because if you miss the finger jab, you still have that follow-up. Or if you land the finger jab and they back up, you can now simulate that, where you're here, I miss the finger jab, boom, and I pendulum, and I get my good footwork in. So if I'm here, and I can do that a lot and not worry about my partners being hit in the eye or hit in the sensitive area. Another thing I can do with the finger jab is I can use it as a progressive indirect attack, basically as a feint. Sometimes called Monsau or garbage hand. Where I'm here, I just throw it out like that, here to land my pendulum. Or throw it out here to land the rear now tech. Or throw it here to land the jik dum tech. Whatever kick I want to land, I can use this as a blinding tool here to put my kick into that space. Other follow-ups I can use is, of course, the liver kick. So if I'm here, right there, getting right under the arm, especially if they're gonna throw a punch or their hands come up as a defense mechanism. When I'm here, I can get right there. Doesn't have to be to the groin. It could indeed be to the liver. Here, boom, right into the dumb tech or to the smash kick, right there on the knee. It could be here where I come in, shoot, and then throw the rear kick. All of those follow-ups are good, and I show them here in spar. So yeah, the efficacy of the finger jab is it's a completely valid technique. And I think I misconstrued the argument a little bit in that previous video, and I apologize for that. Still getting used to this thing. Trying to make good, solid videos that are entertaining and still have good substance. I got a lot of heat for that video, and I'm okay with that. Constructive criticism, as I mentioned with Sifu Ron in my previous video with him, link in the card. A lot of links in the card on this one. Criticism will make me stronger and make me better. So make sure you leave a comment what you think of the actual efficacy of the finger jab. I know most of you probably agree that it's a good move to do. I can land it pretty easily without a whole lot of load up or telegraphing. It's a good move to be able to launch in and land it from there. Hi. I just think it's over relied upon. And it makes sense why it's over relied upon. It's Bruce Lee's best move, and Bruce Lee is awesome. And I know Bruce Lee is awesome. I train in this martial art. Spoiler alert, I didn't start training in Jeet Kune Do because of Sijo Bruce. I actually started training Jeet Kune Do because it was my friend's art. He was doing it, and he showed it to me, and I really enjoyed it. And it's been the best art for me that I've seen. And it kind of answers a lot of my questions on terms of self-defense, combat sports, and things of the nature. The Byu-Ji is an awesome move. It is extremely effective. Hurting someone's eyes does not take a whole lot. You can scratch a cornea pretty easily, and that's kind of terrifying. So yeah, the finger jab is the best move in all of Jeet Kune Do. Prove me wrong. Do it in the comments. Also, like the video for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and make sure to turn on notifications so you never miss mine or any other hands space I get on the channel. I'll see you in the next one.